Booger McFarland from ESPN's NFL Live, talking about his thoughts on the Browns quarterback room.
They got a lot of misfit toys in that room, and I get it. First of all, I love the honesty from Joe Flacco. His job is not to be the role model, the mentor. It's to come in there and be the veteran quarterback and try to bring some stability to their room. As far as the room in general, like Deshaun Watson, 2 Achilles surgeries, Flacco, Kenny Pickett with the 2 gloves, then you got the 2 rookies coming in with Sanders and Gabriel. I don't know what we're going to get from them. I don't think anybody with any sense knows what you're going to get from that room. I suspect at some point it's going to be Flacco or Kenny Pickett trying to figure out who's going to start, and then they're going to figure out with the young guys. I don't think Watson is going to be ready coming off not just 1, but 2 Achilles surgeries. So at some point, Lewis, like if you're really going to be honest about this room, they really don't know what they have in this room right now, and they got to hope that somebody steps forward, whether it's a young guy or one of the veterans that they have.
Let's welcome in Spencer German, 92.3 The Fan, Cleveland Browns on SI, Lockdown Browns podcast. Spencer, I would argue he's right, and that's why you bring in 4 quarterbacks, because it increases the odds one of them does step forward.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. It's supposed to be this open competition. It's supposed to be assessing like what you have. I do think there was maybe some surprise in drafting 2 rookies. I always thought that that could be a possibility for them. But you're sort of, going into this year hoping to learn something about both those guys. And I think you have the 2 veterans kind of in place to give you some sense of stability, even though we can look at this room and say, well, there's not really a lot of stability when your quarterbacks are an aging veteran at 40, sort of failed first-round pick that's trying to revive his career, and then these 2 rookies that we have some questions about. But yeah, I'm a big proponent and a big subscriber to the idea that you take as many bites at the apple as possible, right? Like until you have a quarterback, you try as many things out as you can. We know the Browns are in a very precarious situation because of the salary cap implications of the Deshaun Watson deal. And so they're trying to navigate that the best they can for at least a year. And we'll see what comes on the other side of this thing. And if they feel like they have a quarterback or not, then, they either draft one in 2026 or they ride it out with maybe one of these rookies if they shine. So yeah, you have a lot of questions to answer. I think that's fair. But I also think like that's not a surprise to anybody who's around this team regularly. And it's just kind of a wait and see game of who emerges from this group as the front runner.